But she's saying what's sustainable, like what's going to last the length of time. Because you can have mad good conversation with somebody and be vibing, right? And then now he comes out the room and you meet him for the first time. He got one eye going this way and one eye going that way. Bitch, you're not going to stay with him. So stop lying. Same thing with the woman. He could be vibing. Y'all vibing. She got one eye going and you're not fucking with her like that. Y'all friends now. Y'all friends.
What's good for you may not be good. Like everybody.
Yeah.
Somebody for everybody. Somebody for
That's
everybody.
right. You know, I believe that. Just release him back. Release her back to the open so she can find her person. He can. See, yeah, I'm not telling you. I'm not making. I'm dead ass.
Welcome to another episode of Not Your Average Aunties podcast, where the group chats are coming to light. So, if you want some laughs, if you want the real truth, if you want some auntie side eyes, this is the place to be. No limits here. Today's episode, we are talking about people who are afraid of being boring. We're not like that. I don't know how you out in the audience is, but we don't like being bored. We want excitement.
What's boring? I asked the question.
Get up, make your coffee, fix your face, go to work, come home, cook, take care of your kids, take care of the husband, go to sleep, do it all over again. Don't go nowhere on the weekend. It's just a daily routine every single day, and there's no change in it.
And that's boring to who?
To the average American, because that's usually their life. I'm assuming they feel stuck if their life is like that. So
maybe that's exciting for them.
Huh?
Maybe that's exciting for them. Maybe that's what they live for day in and day out. They look forward to that.
Yeah, there's mundane, some that feel that way. Unquote, they like the routine,
quote unquote mundane routine. I don't want to say it's mundane, but people will. Some people out there in the universe, the world, will say that's a mundane life and that's a boring life. I beg to differ.
I would differ as well too, because I think with all the things that you said, you can make it exciting. I mean, I can make I know you can make it exciting. I got that part. Yeah. But there are some who just do that every day and feel their life is boring because all they do is work and come home. They don't do anything else in between. But that's boring. There's no excitement. There's no going out. Huh?
Do they feel their life is boring, or do society feel their life is boring?
I'm not saying all of society. I'm just saying some. There are some that do feel that way. Some can make it exciting. They find things to do in between, even though their day-to-days is pretty much the same. But they find ways to bring excitement into the picture. And there's others that don't do that and they feel stuck. Or they just feel their life is boring.
And that's what I'm trying to clarify. That's what I'm trying to understand. Are you saying the people that have that routine day in and day out are saying their life is boring?
Yes.
Or are people in the world saying their life is boring? The individual that you described.
There are some and then there's others. I mean, we're in a society where some will feel like that and some won't. They'll find ways to make their life exciting. There's others that don't feel that way. They feel their life is boring.
Gotcha. Okay. What are you going to say, Key?
If I looked at it from a relationship perspective, what would be boring? Like, I couldn't be with anyone that's boring. And what I mean by that is like they lack the ability to have conversation. They can't hold a conversation. They may be homebodies all the time. And while I like to be home sometimes, but then there's times when I do like to go out. They're not ambitious. They have no drive. They're fine with living a mediocre life. And that's okay. That's just wouldn't be the person for me. I like adventure. I like to do things spontaneously. I like to wake up and say, oh, let's just go over here. So that excitement and that drive of doing different things, or even if whether we go somewhere or not, even if we just stay within our own house, doing
Mhm.
something different, trying something new.
Mm.
That is exciting. And it may not work for everybody else, because for other people, maybe they don't need that, and that's fine. Maybe that that moving around is too much, because there are people that just, no, I like my routine. There's people that want a routine and
Routine, yep.
whereas for me, I after a certain amount of time, I need to break up the monotony. I can't keep doing the same damn thing day in and day out.
Day out.
It just doesn't work for me. So I need the variety. I need to spice it up a little bit in a way that just changing things and getting exposure to different things. I'm not compatible with someone who wants to just constantly be on the routine and doesn't want change. That wouldn't work for me.
Yeah, and I think that's why I asked the question, because I think it's different for everybody.
Yeah.
Just because somebody doesn't do something different every day, every hour, every 6 months, every 3 months, whatever, just because somebody has a regular routine, that's not boring to them.
Right.
And I wouldn't call them boring. I wouldn't say they're boring. I wouldn't categorize anybody as boring just because that's what they enjoy.
Right.
That's what brings them joy. That's what makes them happy. It may not make me happy, but I won't say they're boring. Like, I feel people put that thing where, like, oh, you're doing the same thing every day. Okay, that's what they want to do. They're happy with that. It brings excitement to them. They know what's happening every minute, every second of every day of their life, and they feel happy with that. On the other hand, people who need to be out, need to be doing something, don't project that on me and call me boring, because I don't need that. I don't need to be in the streets.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I'm perfectly happy. I'm in these streets. I'm in my backyard in these streets.
I know that's right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So don't project what you think is not boring on me, because you feel some people. Why do you feel you need to be outside all the time? Let me ask you that. If my life is so boring at what I do, why do you feel the need to be outside?
No, I agree with everything that Kara said, and I agree with everything that you said.
I think
It all depends on the person.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong if you want to stay at home and do nothing. If that's what makes you happy, if that's what makes you feel at ease and at peace, if that's your excitement, by all means.
You know, you hear people throw that term out. Oh, you're so boring. Oh, you don't have life. Oh, you need to get out. You need to do more. You need to travel. You need to. People do what they want to do.
When they want to do it.
When they want to do it. Yeah. What brings excitement to them and all that stuff.
So I think sometimes, not to well, we always go off on a tangent, but to flip it on its head, when sometimes when you hear people say, oh, you need to travel, or you need to do something, or even, I've said it a million times, you need to get a life, right? Like people, it's sometimes those things are said not because the person is deemed as boring, but because maybe they're meddling in certain things that they shouldn't, and if they had a life they wouldn't be meddling in those things, right? Other things to keep them busy. Even said to someone, oh, you need to travel more, it's because maybe they have a closed mindset on a particular thing, and if they got out more, maybe they'll change.
They would think differently.
But that's positioned differently. That's not positioned as you're boring.
No,
that's positioned as mind your damn business and go get a life. Nobody else's shit. So you can be worldly.
You can, and just open your mind. You learn things.
Yeah.
But I will say, like I said earlier, if what Joe painted, going to work, coming to it's like wake up, sleep, get up again, coffee, gym, and there's no variation.
I even mentioned Jim because Jim would probably give you some excitement.
Again, it's a routine. Whatever routine that is, right? It's a routine. And I think some people are very content, to Jay's point, in being in that routine day in, day out. They do not need to change. That's cool. That ain't me. That's not what I'm good. I like a good routine. And if you ask my kids, I can be a creature of habit sometimes in terms of the things that I do, just the same thing repetitively. But after a while, I have to break up the monotony. I need adventure. I need conversation. I need, which is why I say I can't never be with anyone that's boring, because that constant routine, to me, after a while, it will be boring to me. I will get bored with that person.
But again, I say that why would you characterize that as boring?
For
it's
me,
not interesting to you.
which is right. So I'm saying again, it's a preference thing. Because
but does it have to be boring? Is it just not? It's not your cup of tea. It's not interesting. That doesn't bring me joy. So
No,
I don't
boring.
do that. Why does it have to be boring?
That's what boring means.
You,
would be bored.
That's what I'm saying. Me.
So that's not boring. You would be bored because you don't enjoy what they do. You would be bored.
Okay, so if I'm on a date with someone, now let's just take the conversation aspect, and this person can't even hold a conversation.
I'm bored.
I'm going to say he lives a boring life.
I'm going to say I'm bored. He brings me no excitement. He brings me no joy. So I can't be bothered.
So Joe, you hear that she wants the onus to be on the individual instead of
I know.
For the other person. I get it.
Because you're the one engaging with this person who's not bringing you the joy that you need.
I hear what you're saying. We could be I'm gonna say the person's boring. Like he ain't know what the hell I'm talking about this, and he came a whole damn conversation with this boring, funky ass. Gone.
My attention span needs to be. He needs to keep my attention going, and if you can't hold a conversation, it is going to get boring. Because now you're both sitting at the table not saying shit.
Like they can say you crazy. You do too much shit all the time. Why don't you sit your ass down? How you feel about that?
And you
then if that's how you feel, then oh well.
You're right. He could say you crazy, and I'm be like, you know what? Well,
that's all right.
Bitch is gonna leave you at this table, pay the bill.
Either keep up or be gone.
Find somebody crazy like me. I ain't trying to sit here with your boring ass. You can't.
I'm telling you, my next.
Because then we both sitting like two bumps in the line. Just the one thing I hate is forced conversation. Why is forced conversation?
I agree. I don't like forced conversations. I'm not calling you with nothing to say. And I'm not sitting in we can be in the same room and don't have to talk. But don't make conversation just to make conversation, because that annoys me more than you just freaking sitting there. I'd rather you just sit there and shut up and not say anything.
Said not be quiet.
You enjoy each other's presence. I don't need you to talk to me just to be talking to me. But no, I agree. I hate forced conversations too. I just feel like we shouldn't categorize people as boring if the things that bring us joy and excitement don't bring them joy and excitement.
Janine don't like us calling people boring.
It's not nice. It's like calling somebody retarded.
It's a word in the dictionary, and that's what it means. I don't know.
She just said it's not nice. You are right. It may not be nice. And I'm not saying it may not be nice. If a person's boring. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna change it. I see your point. If I was on the dating scene, I would politely say, you know what? I'd get up from the table. It's too much dead silence during the conversation. Like if you're dating someone, you on a date, the conversation just should be flowing. Should just be like.
You don't want no awkwardness. You don't want awkwardness, right?
If it's awkwardness, okay, you know what? So you say I shouldn't call them boring. So what if I said, all right, I'm bored. Here's my half for that would be wrong, but now he gonna feel rude. Now I'm rude because I said I'm bored.
Why are you rude? That's how you're feeling. But
he might feel some kind of way that I'm saying I'm bored because he's not stimulating.
Then that part's on him. That's on. He has to deal with that.
Men are not mature enough for that, and you know that.
And you know
that.
That's not my problem. That's not my problem.
Now,
that's not my problem. My problem is I'm taking accountability for me and how I'm feeling in the moment. You're not bringing me joy and not bringing me excitement. I don't want to be here. Goodbye.
Yes. So you're not bringing me joy. Now flip it on his head. We're saying that what if a man felt that way about us? Like, you know what? This ain't working out. You're not bringing me joy. You're not bringing me excitement.
Am I going to force it? No, you're staying here enjoying me all in my boredom. No.
Sorry you feel that way. It was a pleasure meeting you.
Why are you apologizing? That's women. We need to stop apologizing. Why are you saying I'm sorry you feel that way? Are you really sorry he feels that way? Don't say
no,
sorry.
I don't. But I'm trying to make light of the conversation and kindly get up from the table. You enjoy the rest of your evening. I'm going to go about my way.
That's cool. Everything that you said. But I think sometimes as women, we apologize too much. So I agree with everything you said except for the sorry. Just say, get up, bro. No, don't say bro, but this ain't working. You feel it.
Sorry, I can't do this no more. Bye. Yeah. Deuces.
I understand. Sorry, it's like this doesn't work. It's But see, here's the thing with men and women. But sometimes I feel like even with men, they have a fragile ego. So you have to be careful. Even if you say something nice, even you say, "Hey, I don't know if there's chemistry." People don't like rejection.
Here's what I'm going to say to that. And I learned this, and I think I shared this before. You cannot control how people receive the message that you deliver.
I know.
You can do it as soft. You can do it as however.
You're right.
If their ego is going to be bruised, it's going to be bruised no matter how you say it. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to be there. They're not making you, they're not exciting you. They're not bringing you joy. I don't want to be here.
And why aren't they exciting?
You thought I was going to say they're boring, but I'm not.
Because that's exactly right. Why aren't they exciting?
I normally don't apologize. In that scenario you gave, I was just being polite before getting up from the table.
You could be polite. I'm just saying that what I'm just saying is a generic thing. Like women, you'll have more women that will apologize in any setting to be polite, when in fact that's not what the sentiment that they feel. We just women as a whole. So in that,
a lot, not even just like you said, and a lot of at work,
being condescending in that moment.
Yeah,
he's telling me that I'm boring to him, that I don't do it for him. Okay, sorry, you feel that way.
No, he might not be condescending. He might be the same.
No, I'm being condescending by saying I'm sorry you feel that way.
Oh,
I guess I would just be like.
That's why I said in that scenario. That's why I said what I said. Normally I wouldn't apologize, but if somebody's pretty much coming direct and saying that he's not feeling anything, and you don't do it for him, all right. And he did it in a nasty way or with a pitch.
Okay, even if he did
it that way.
Yeah, if he didn't, I don't even care. It's like, all right, cool. It's interesting because I don't know if you guys ever watch. You've probably seen the clips of it. The pop the balloon.
The what?
The pop the balloon.
Oh yeah.
So there's a bunch of, I don't know. I a couple of weeks ago, I never watched episodes. I would only see the clips on social media. I went to YouTube, and because actually when I first saw the clips on social media, I was like, why would people subject themselves to this?
Right.
Why? And then I would always scroll quickly through those because it just wasn't my cup of tea. And then I came across one that it had me rolling, and I was like, you know what? I had to go on YouTube, and what I found is a variation of a whole bunch of them. Gender, it could be, they got one for LGBTQ, they got one for men, it's a whole bunch. They got one for the older crowd. That shit is funny. The people that's in our segment, woo-wee, baby. So then, my analytical mind, I start to analyze, because the older crowd, you get a bunch of older dudes, and the way they act, like the 50 plus, the 45 plus or whatever, it's a little bit different than the younger, slightly. Whereas sometimes,
how are they acting?
The 45 plus, they tend to be their egos.
Yeah.
They'll be so quick to dismiss, cut a girl off, and girl, and you know what? Is not even gender specific. It's the age group. If it's the women vying for a man, and the women are popping the balloon, or the men popping in the balloon. The moment someone says anything, and they can say it, just to your point, Jay, very nicely, they have this thing where they have to attack. I'm not saying the younger generation doesn't do it, because they do, but I've seen it more prevalent with our generation. It just reminded me as a little girl, walking in the Bronx, and when we've had this conversation before, when a man is trying to, holler at you, and how my oldest sister always told me, just be polite. Keep it moving, because the moment you are not polite, they would
turn left,
attack
real
you,
quick.
It would go, you all sorts of bitches and all of that. Nowadays, I don't even know if that advice is good, because these younger cats, they're very fragile, and they tend to. There's been cases where they're attacking young women.
I was gonna say, they actually, you can be nice and they still, so
it's different, But in the pop the balloon segment, it's like these grown men. One guy, he got upset because the girl was she was trying to be very nice. Now he was a little heavy set, and she's like, she popped it. So when they walk across, she's, they ask you why, and she's like, well, I like an athletic build, and she was our age, but she was, very fit. And he was searching for something to say. So of course they always ask, if in case you haven't seen it, they'll ask the guy, is she your type? And she was a beautiful woman. He was searching. You could tell, you can see he was upset that she popped the damn balloon. So he had to find a reason. He had to find a reason. But what I noticed with some of the younger cats, sometimes they'll do that too, but more often than not, they may even say, actually, she is my type. She missed out or something a little bit less invasive or trying to attack. So I was just like, gosh, you know, these people, I would never subject myself to that. First of all,
there was one episode where the guy walked out. He hadn't even opened his mouth. And they were like, didn't say a word. And every single woman on the panel popped their balloon. So they started asking each other questions. And now I think one or two of them wanted to see if they could get their balloon back. But just the mere fact, the brother just walked onto the scene. He was handsome. He wasn't ugly. He had a nice shirt on, slacks, some shoes. And they all popped their balloons before he even opened his mouth.
Let me understand how this works, because I never watched it. I seen clips. I never really understood how it works. So they have panel of women, and the man comes in. Man or women, but it'd be a panel of opposite sex, and one individual come in. So this is, in this instance, it's a bunch of women.
Okay.
Yes.
And one man comes in, and then they all either one will pop the balloon because they're not interested, or he pops the balloon because he's not interested. How does it work?
So the way it works,
if nobody asks, when he comes in and nobody has popped their balloon yet, he would ask a question to each of the young ladies and get their answer. And then based on their answers, he is given the opportunity to go and pop 2 balloons of a woman that he's not compatible with. And then it keeps going until they get to the final woman. So, but in this instance,
So, but the women also have an opportunity, so they can ask him a question too, and he can answer it. Okay. So at any point, if you're on the lineup, you have the opportunity to pop the balloon. For example, maybe Joe asked, let's say we're all on the lineup, and Joe asked the question, and based on his answer, you could pop it, I could pop it. Right?
Oh, okay. So either way,
it could be popped.
Okay, got it.
Yes.
And then at the end, once they get down to that one person, if it gets down to one person, then they'll ask, are you interested? Are you interested? Now, when they're popping, the host will always walk through and say, well, why did you pop the balloon? So then it gives the opportunity for you to say, well, I didn't like the way he dressed. Let's say he walked in, and then they'll equally ask him when they walked over to that person, is she your type? Would this be someone you'd be interested in? And he can say yes or no.
Got it.
So it's a very interesting concept. Now that I, took a moment to actually watch it, because I was just, it showed me the dynamic of how men and women think, and then also preference. Right. So Joe's point, she just mentioned she watched one where everybody popped the balloon, but she thought the guy was handsome and dressed nice or whatever. People have different preferences. Yeah. Right. So as I'm watching it, yes, there's men that walked on there that I would have been popping shit before he stepped on, because you going off of the aesthetics.
Off the aesthetics, but yeah.
But there are women. Everybody has a preference. They had one where there was, tall women. They have one, all shapes and sizes, and even with men that are well-groomed, that are not so well. It's everything you can possibly think of. I think, I don't know whoever came up with the I didn't go down that rabbit hole, the concept. Yeah. It's an interesting concept, and I see why it's gotten some legs,
So that makes me think about another one, the Love is Blind. Are your kids watching that? My kids watch it.
My kids, my daughter, my eldest daughter watches. I don't think my youngest, but I don't think I've watched. Wait, is that the one?
So that one's the opposite, right? They don't see each other, but they just talk to each other. So they're learning about each other. Yeah, they're learning about each other by having conversations.
Yeah.
Okay.
So their attraction to one another comes from the conversations and sharing life experiences versus the physical attraction, which is more.
And how long does that go on? Just the length of the show, or there's a?
I don't know all the details. I just know my kids are obsessed. They watch it. They have like watch parties and all that shit.
I've watched 1 or 2 seasons, because I think there's if it's the same one where there's this interracial couple from way back when Black
Mhm.
woman, white dude got together.
Yeah,
I think they got married and had a baby. So I've seen that seed. I haven't seen anything post. But I think, again, that one is an interesting concept because, to your point, you start to like the person, get connected with them before you actually see them. How viable that is, I don't know. You know, it can work. It has worked.
I think this somebody got married from there, I believe. Yeah.
But there's only one couple. If it's the same show, I think there's only one couple that I think made it. I don't know, but again, it could be more than one. But
so I ask this question, and I know we're off a topic here. So if you think about the two concepts of the show, right? What do you think would be more sustainable relationship if the couple that got together from the looks versus the couple that got together from mental stimulation or knowing each other?
I'm interested. I would be interested in the mental stimulation.
But what in your opinion, which one would you think would be a sustainable relationship? Which one do you think would be a longer lasting relationship? So if people in the room, they decide to date.
Yeah, the second one that you mentioned where they met and just talked to each other without seeing each other first. The mental stimulation first.
Okay. Why are you laughing, Key?
What?
I'm laughing because the first thing I think of is, my brain, like, I could be talking to a dude, huh?
No.
I could be talking. Go ahead, say what you're gonna say.
You going back to the first episode, one of the first episodes you taped, and Joe talking about the guy with the
guy with the hands, right?
Oh yeah.
But I wasn't even thinking about that. But
my hands.
Me personally.
My hands.
Yeah, take my hand. No, me personally, I don't sustainable. Like, I could be talking to somebody. Let's be real. Come on, stop lying. Like, let's be real. You have to be attracted to the person visually. I'm sorry. I will stand.
Yeah, I've always been like that. I know that, but I would have been interested to see if somebody can stimulate me in that way.
But she's saying what's sustainable, like what's gonna last the length of time. Because you can have mad good conversation with somebody and be vibing, right? And then now he comes out the room and you meet him for the first time. He got one eye going this way and one eye going that way. Bitch, you're not gonna stay with him, so stop lying. Same thing with the woman. He could be vibing, y'all vibing. She got one eye going in. You not fucking with her like that. Y'all friends now. Y'all friends.
But people.
So that can be a sustainable relationship. Y'all just remain friends.
Not companionship.
But can it later turn into companionship?
Not with me.
Not after seeing each other.
Listen.
Let me get the question.
Let me ask the question. Let me get the question out.
Get the question.
So we talked about the mental stimulation. You guys have good conversation. You always have good conversation. You decide on the onset, I can't date because I'm not physically attracted to him. Like, we can't date. We can't be together. But we can remain friends. You continue to build on those conversations. Do you not think from that y'all can become more?
No.
Now you're friends.
You said what?
You don't think you could become more to each other because you were initially attracted to them based off the mental conversations and the mental stimulation, but now you saw the physical and that took that away from that let's just say minus 20, 30 points from his 100 points. Now he's down a negative. Now he's down 30 points and you only like him 70% because the mental conversation is still good. You continue this friendship. Those same conversations develop and they get more mental stimulating and more interesting. And do you think because you were initially attracted to them based off those conversations of what y'all got to know about each other, do you think it's possible for that relationship to develop into something more than a friendship at that point afterwards? Now you're past the physical attraction. Not over. Oh, can you get over it?
I can't. I'm sorry.
You can't get over the physical attraction. I'm just asking for the people. Yeah. There's people that do.
I've been more open to shorter people, but
So I was gonna point that out because I know I was making a joke, but I'm joking, but I'm not, because the reality is, like, we can talk about this and play nice all day long. It's about personal preference, right? So yes, to your point, there are many women. There are people I know for a fact that I've had conversations with in the past that. Same scenario. They weren't initially physically attracted to the person, but the person grew on them. So then now they're together, living happily ever after. Me personally, I'm just gonna keep it a buck. my preference, like I don't care. We could be stimulated verbally, mentally, great conversation to the cows come home. You walk out that room and you got one eye over here and one eye over there. First of all, y'all know me. The moment he come, they lift up the veil or whatever, however they do, and the motherfucker walking out all the food, I'm gonna be dying. I'm gonna crack up. And I'm gonna say to him, yo, word up. Why you ain't tell me when we was behind the veil? Like because I'm gonna share where I'm like, listen, I'm 5'1", maybe. You know, I'm gonna describe myself so you at least get some sort of visual. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm gonna ask you what because it's Love is Blind, right? What's your best trait or attribute that you like about you from a physical perspective? I'm gonna go through all those things. If you don't tell me you got the crooked eye, why you do me like that? You know,
and it's sad because everything else could have fallen into place. He's 6'2", he's 6'3", he's got the athletic build. He gives all that description, but leaves that one element out about the eyes.
You got to tell me, but see, I'm gonna try to pull it out of him before we get there. But I think
the reality, how you gonna do that?
Nah, we're gonna have some deep conversations. Like, your eye, like everything's good. Like, describe yourself to me. Like, I want to know. Like, do you have anything? Because real talk, I'm making folks. For those out there who got a wandering eye, I'm one. I have a wandering eye. It does show up. My daddy, I got it from my daddy. This eye sometimes will go to the left. Doesn't happen often, but it does. I see it in pictures. You see what I'm saying? So I would say something like that. I will say it happens. So how about you? You like your shit straight on? You straight? Or we go? I'm being honest. Like, how do you got a funny walk? Do you walk like a duck? Do you walk straight up? You know, because all those things, y'all, I'm dead. Listen, women, y'all know, y'all cancel dudes off of he walks like this, you know. I knew somebody, or, you know, he walking like, he did walk a little funny. So if he does walk a little funny, can you last? Every time you get up, he get out the car, he's walking to open the door for you. You be like, this motherfucker walk funny. You know, can you get past it? Is it superficial? He may say the same thing about me. You know what? She got, you know, if you I got one leg, the way I stand, Janine, you know, when I stand sometimes and I take pictures, I got that one leg that just turn in like a pigeon toe. You know what I'm saying? I can't stop it.
I can't walk. Mine do too.
You know what I'm saying? It just happens, right?
I always say cut my feet out. Do not, because I never been paying attention enough to be like, don't get my feet.
This should be inverted. Like, what am I doing with this right leg that's turning to, you know, wanting to kiss the left? I don't know. That may bother a person. In Love is Blind, I'm gonna tell him these things. So when you lift up that veil, if you come walking crazy or looking crazy, it's like you a liar. You a lying cheat. You ain't tell me. It ain't gonna work. We got it. And for me, other women, I know it does work, and I've seen it work. And yes, I will be the first one to say, and maybe this is not fair because I've been with my partner for forever, but I'll be the first one to say that some of the things I mentioned are superficial. To some, it is, but you gotta be open. You gotta be open and honest. Like, could it last if there's no chemistry? Is it? I mean, come on.
I think it's better to be honest. And listen, you have your preference. Everybody has a preference. And everybody should own that. And everybody should have a right to those preferences, whether it's superficial or not. Because listen, what's good for you may not be good. Like everybody.
Yeah.
Somebody for everybody. Somebody for
everybody. That's right. You know, I believe that. Just release him back. Release her back to the open so she can find her person. He can. See, I'm not telling you. I'm not making. I'm dead ass. Like, no need and just give him back.
If he's crooked eye, he's gonna find somebody who's crooked eye too, and maybe have a straight eyed baby.
Oh shit! See, she took it to the left. I did not say that. Y'all ain't right.
Oh, thank God you have your children already.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But I do believe, if y'all haven't checked out the show, check it out. These things are funny. You know, I saw one just recently with LGBTQ, and it was a bunch of gay guys, and that shit had me. When I tell you, I was on the floor. When I
haven't catched any of those.
I said, what in the world is, as a matter of fact, I didn't see the whole show. I just saw the clip and I was like, I cannot watch this right now. You know,
there was another one where it was a woman that came out in a line full of men. And one guy, he the shortest one in the group, but he was kind of built. And she was I think she was 6'2". He immediately, the minute she walked out and did the twirl, he went and popped all the other guys' balloons.
You should
But that because he
And the
wanted
guy started laughing because I guess he made it known, yo, I'm going after that.
He wanted-
Knowing
he
he the
wanted-
shortest one is, she may not be interested in him. He was going to take that chance. He was going to take that risk.
So you see where it was going, Jay? Like you could
Yeah.
he can get her. So if she wanted him back, who knows? But
Yeah.
it could go a bunch of different ways. Yeah, it's interesting.
I just
It's
thought it was hilarious because normally a guy there would have been ego there, and probably would have been a disagreement or something because he came and popped my balloon. But I guess because of the way he did it and how he did it, one of them even pounded him fine, saying, "Yeah, go for that. You go ahead and try."
So you can have that. Yeah, you can have
like they
that.
were boosting him up to see if it was going to really work out.
The one thing, and I'll get off of this topic. The one thing that is detrimental of those shows, even though we're making light of it, and it is interesting, is that I'm sure there's people's. Sometimes I do feel sorry, both for the men that get rejected and the women. I just hope that they're good and they have enough like therapy to make sure that they're confident within themselves to know that they can go out and still find that their person. Because some of the things that is said is unwarranted. It's not right. And I feel for their like I mentioned, the eyes going this way and that way. If I had to, I may not see, it's gonna come out of me because the host is gonna be like, so why are you, and I'm like, well, his fucking eyes is cockeyed, I am attracted to that. But we could be friends. And I probably would have made enough jokes along. He would got my personality to know, dude, I'm gonna call it like I see it. So before they lift up that shade or whatever it is, you might as well come and tell me straight up. Like,
I think there's always a tactful way of saying things, but I'll go back to my original statement. You can't control how people receive the message. So
that's true. You can't. You're right. You're right on that.
At the end of the day.
Getting back to our topic really, really quickly. I think there's some times that people, with people being having a calm demeanor, there are issues, well, not issues, but there are times when people may not trust that. When someone is just super calm, or especially if the person, I'm gonna use myself as an example. There are times when I'm out there, bah, rah, rah, I like to, and then there equally are times I can come into spaces and just be, just enjoying the vibe. And anytime I'm not that outgoing, I don't show that version of me, people will always assume something is wrong. Something is either wrong, I'm hiding something, what am I battling? And most times it had got nothing to do with it. I'm just in a chill vibe. I don't want
to think you hiding something.
Huh?
Why would automatically somebody would think you?
If think about it, if I'm okay, whether it's me or somebody else, if you have a certain personality where you're type A and you're kind of like always going out and making jokes and just vibing and it's having a good time, and that's all you know me for. So let's put that in context. The person's never seen me serene, The moment they do see me like that, and I'm only going off of my experience, they may be like, "Are you okay?" Because
that part, not that you hiding something. I wouldn't automatically.
Hiding me. What's going on? What's wrong? What and
I think it's some plant-based activity. That's what I think sometimes.
Knowing that we know you, that's look at her face.
Why you put my business out there? Because sometimes it do be out there, Yeah. It is that. And that sometimes I just want to be in my, You
want to enjoy the moment. I get it.
I don't want all that rah-rah. Sometimes I just want to zen out. Like, let y'all do it. Let me observe it. Sometimes I'm in want to observe. Watch, analyze, critique later.
Listen.
But my point is, it's okay when the person's calm. That don't mean, they're boring.
Exactly. Listen, call me boring all you want. I'll be boring.
You're not boring.
But you're not
having a good goddamn time. Huh?
I said you're not boring. You're boring when you're at home in your private space, your alone time. But when you out, you be the one on the dance floor all goddamn night.
I ain't boring when I'm home either.
She ain't boring at home either. No, you're not boring. I don't think any of us on this podcast is deemed boring. I think we all got a little spice and excitement and know how to have a good time and know when to turn it up. know when to turn
That's
it
right.
down.
When I want to.
Yeah, and I think sometimes it's about being comfortable in your own skin and able to do that. So let's get into this auntie court case. We're going with the jealous friend one.
Oh God.
Welcome to Aunties Court. Court is now in session.
All right, welcome to another case of Auntie's Court. This one's interesting. Roll the tape.
Just ended our friendship over a man.
You didn't get cut off over a man. You got cut off over my man, my husband, the person that's the most important to me.
I'm gonna tell you the story.
First and foremost, the fact that you started your video talking about my friend of 4 years cut me off over a man and didn't actually explain what the dynamic of the relationship was, I'm going to do that.
So the way it works out is her birthday, their anniversary, Christmas, my birthday, New Year's. So right around this time of the year, we're chatting a whole bunch. Girl, what you doing? Girl, what you doing? Da, 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 da. Y'all, so this year, no different.
You're disclosing information to the internet that's not your business to tell.
Literally what I said. Where did y'all go for y'all anniversary? And she goes, oh, we just went out to dinner. He got me flowers and some jewelry. And I was like,
You're upset, wholeheartedly upset that I got jewelry, dinner, and flowers, the thing that I requested, the thing that I enjoy.
and she was like, don't start. Now I'm gonna start. And we all need to start starting with our friends who are accepting like low effort shit from the men that they're with.
You live a life where you live in la la land. You A, don't have a man. B, don't have somebody, have never had anybody that does for you what my husband does for me.
Now let me preface this by saying he's a man of means, okay?
You are a pocket watcher. You clock everything that is done in a manner in which you wouldn't accept it, but nobody's even doing for you what my man does for me.
I sold this man his third property when I was in real estate. I've seen his place. This man makes well into the mid to high six figures, okay?
Like, why are you coming on the internet talking about my man's income? Because you sold the house. Like be so for real. You're weird.
And you are the type of person that likes to travel because we bonded over that. We've traveled and taken trips together before.
And not for nothing, but what we do with our finances is for a greater purpose for our kids, because we are building generational wealth. We are trying to make sure that we can retire early. So getting flown out or going on a trip all the time is not our top priority.
It's just so minimal to me what he does for her every time.
Baby, I'm a mother and a wife, and I work full time. I be tired. I don't want to do a whole lot of stuff all the time. And it's not out of the norm, having been married all of these years, for my husband, for our anniversary, to take me to dinner, get me flowers, and get me a gift. That's enough. It's not low effort. It's not bare minimum.
A birthday, flower, dinners, a gift. Anniversary, flowers, dinners, gift. Like, it's the same shit over and over and over and over again. And I'm like, girl, you deserve better.
You're not a celebrity. You don't live a life where this is happening for you and everybody else around you. So like, what?
There's over 70 luxury resorts in the United States alone. Even if he just took you to one a year, it would take y'all a lifetime, literally.
And as that man's wife, I know how to be an asset to him.
You should not just be at home all the time when y'all doing big celebrations like this. Like, I feel like you're just accepting, yo. And this is what pisses me off so much about it, is that whenever.
First thing that came to mind was the statement you said. I think you said it in this episode as well. Go get a life. Go get a life, honey. Go get your own husband. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say.
Oh.
Joe, your thoughts?
I went and looked at the entire video.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that they had a private conversation, it goes back to what I said about the delivery. She was kind of disrespectful in how she delivered her thoughts to her. That was one aspect. But now you done took it publicly. So any thought of you I'm thinking our relationship was going to survive was not. It's one thing to go ahead and tell someone or point out some things, but it all depends on how you deliver the information. She wasn't being, and I see why she was giving her that. I understand why she was saying what she was saying. It's just that I didn't like how she was saying it. And then in the video, not in this one, but it talked about how she was pretty much putting her down. It all plays on the delivery. So she was being a friend, but at the same time, you overstepped your boundaries by being disrespectful for it and now taking a private conversation to the internet. I was on the fence with this because she was being a friend by pointing out you deserve better based on the information that was given in the video. Of course, we don't know the backstory behind it. We don't know all the details. I'm only going by the full video that I watched. She stepped out of bounds with it, pretty much. There was no surviving this friendship at all, because once you took it public, she took it left. I just didn't like how she handled the whole thing. If you're trying to tell somebody something or give them advice on something, I don't know if the woman asked for it. I don't know if the conversation led to her giving those thoughts. But then now you don't like her answers and you just took it upon yourself to start putting your friend down. All in their pockets, talking about stuff that you shouldn't have on the internet. That just, yeah. Go get your own husband now.
You okay, something, Key?
I know she got something to say.
Of course. I think the girl low-key is jealous and she's projecting. I think she doesn't have a relationship and she's trying to dictate how her friends should run hers. I think that far too often, again, I said it earlier, I don't insert myself in those situations. Mm-hmm. If you ask me, I'll give you an answer. But again, I'm keep in mind my answers are rooted in my standards and values, which may not be in alignment with yours, right? Mm-hmm. I've always been one that I don't seek validation from any of my friends, mm-hmm. day ones or not, on the person that I'm with. If I like someone, I like them. I don't need to say, hey, what you think about? I never, ever in my life have ever asked any of my friends, anybody that I'm dating, what they think about that person or what I'm doing. It's none of their damn business. I'm dating them.
Right.
I'm dating him, not any of them. So I could give a rat's ass what anybody thinks because it's what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. I don't ask. I've never asked any of my friends for any advice on anybody I was dating because I don't care what they think. Right. I love my friends. Don't get me wrong, but I'm with him. You know, I think far too often as women, don't get me wrong, as you're young, because this is a young woman, right? They're both they're young. They're younger than us. Right. Mm-hmm. So as you're young, you will share certain things about your relationship. But I do believe that too often as women, we share too damn much. Yeah. Okay. And that gives too much was shared in that relationship. She knew too much. I don't personally think she was being a good friend. Me personally. Yeah. I don't think that at all. I don't think that at all because it's like, who are you to tell her what kind of standard? She wanted her to live by her standards. This woman is perfectly fine, right? He ain't beating her. We don't know. But you know what I'm saying? Unless there's a situation of like domestic violence. And even then you have to be very careful on what you say to a woman that's in that situation. Right? Because at the end of the day, they have to decide when they are done with that situation. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I personally don't think she's a friend at all. I think she's jealous and I think that she's too much in the mix. And I think the married woman is a little bit guilty of having her in her mix a little too much, knowing a little too much. Right. Mm-hmm. I wish one of my friends would ask me what the fuck I got for an anniversary or whatever. It's none of your goddamn business. Like that. You'll see it when you see me. You know, if I decide to, you know, I just think it's too much.
Yeah.
It's too much of that. I don't ask people what they man got them for and I don't, it's none of my fucking business. I don't care. And I think we are too many times as young women and even people within our generation, we are telling too much. If you happy, I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
Now, if your man is around me and I see him do some fuck shit that I don't like, and it has to be really egregious, really bad, then I'm gonna bring it to your and be like, hey, that was a little weird. You know what I'm saying? But it has to be something completely like off the charts. He could do some crazy stuff and maybe I see it and you be right there. I'm not saying this has happened, but you be right there. And I'm like, it's your relationship. I'm not interject. I'm not gonna be involved in that. I'm not. I think we share too much. That's my take.
Yeah. Nope. I agree 100%. I mean, she talked about all the things that they've done over time. She's not realizing she's in a different lifestyle than you now. So whatever y'all did pre her marriage to her husband is not going to happen. Her priorities clearly have shifted and have changed. And you can't, as a good friend, you would see that. You would see that, oh, she's married. She has a family. Their priorities have changed. They're not doing all the things. They're not out in these streets like how we used to be before all this other stuff. And to your point, who am I to say what he should or should not be doing? What should or shouldn't make her happy? What should she accept or not accept? If she wants to accept her flowers and dinner and whatever the hell it is, that's what she like. That's what she like. Maybe she told him that's exactly what she wanted. She ain't asking no more, no less. Who are you to determine what is good or acceptable and as a gift to her? So you're not a good friend by saying all those things to her. You're definitely not a good friend for putting it on the air. I also think you should not even have addressed it on the air.
Facts.
Should have left it where it was at.
Facts. Yeah, I think that was
bitch off and move on.
She low-key been jealous of her since the beginning.
Sounds it. Seems it.
I agree. I think now there is something to be said sometimes when I like to flip things on its head, right? So there's certain friends could have, a woman could be in a relationship where maybe the dude is like doing some crazy stuff. And sometimes they want the relationship so bad that they're blinded. They can't see. You know? But if they are in a group setting and their friends happen to be around this person occasionally, but notice some things that are out of whack, I think depending on the situation, you can start to ask your friend questions to get them to realize, hey, is this person for you or not? If you feel compelled to do it.
Yeah, but not over what he's giving you as gifts.
No,
But if it's something where you feel like your friend is staying in a situation that she probably should not be staying in, that's unhealthy mentally, physically, and or emotionally. Yeah, are you good? Are you okay? You sure?
Good? Yeah, you sure that's good? Like I've had some of my friends, even going back to the gifts thing, like maybe a man gave them something and they'll say, what do you think about this? I always say, like, what do you think about it? If you gotta ask me what I think about it, clearly you think it's something.
That says a lot, exactly.
So what you want from me? You know what I mean?
But could they be asking you because they know what type of gifts that you've gotten in your relationships, and they be like,
maybe it could be. I mean, it could be, right? It could be a variety of different reasons. But anytime I'm in a situation where there's any elements of comparison, I always flip it back to them. Like, well, what do you think? You know, if a dude did something in the bedroom that they like, we talk, right? I'm sure y'all have friends, y'all talk. And if maybe they liked or didn't like, what do you think? I'm like, what do you think? Did it work for you? Like, what the fuck? Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And I always say, it doesn't matter what I think. I'm not dating him.
Right.
And I'm not bringing my shit to you. Right. You know, especially as a grown ass woman. I understand that teeny bopper stuff. And even then you got to be careful. I literally just having this conversation with my youngest daughter. That teeny bopper conversation. Oh, look, he's so cute. At some point you got to cut that. You can't, you got to cut that off.
I mean, in terms of saying somebody is attractive and stuff like that, That was my limit. I was not. Don't ask me about no sex, nothing. Don't ask me about no size, nothing. Don't. I'm not doing that. I never did that.
But you know it happened, and now it's worse to go down in a group chat now.
No, it's happened, and people have shared with me, and I'm like, why the fuck you send me this shit? I don't give up.
Yeah,
I ain't in that room with y'all. I don't want it. I don't want to see it. Don't do that shit again. Not ever, not ever.
She said, don't do not ever, not. She said, not ever, not ever. It's a bit weird to me. It's just weird.
Strange. It's strange.
It is a bit weird. Like even someone like pictures and they want to show pictures of things. Like what am I supposed to do with that? I don't.
That's taken in a whole nother level. I'm not sharing pictures. I mean,
weird.
If I have friends, I should be able to talk to them, but not. It depends on the level of detail you're given, and you don't need to show pictures. So that right there is taking it to the extreme.
I don't even like when you send me pictures of a dude that you see on an internet and that you're attracted to that you probably will never see in real life. Don't send me. Why are you sending me this? I don't care. I don't even know where this dude at. Where he live at?
That's not. I don't get into that, but yeah, I agree. And it's a little weird, but everybody has their different. Like, I just believe that you got to be careful on how much you share about your relationship.
Yeah,
that's it. It's some things are just not. It's just we're just not going to talk about. It's none of your business. Just like, and it's saying it's none of my business for you, to get into your thing. I'm not, so I don't, like I said, I don't weigh in unless somebody asks me my opinion, and I'm always going to flip it on his head. Mm-hmm. What do you think? And some people get upset when, what do you think? Because then they think that it's negative that I'm going to say, because when I say, well, what do you think? Mm-hmm. They will say, well, see, you must not think he's this or that. And it's like, I'm just asking you what you think. Like, it has nothing what I think doesn't matter. And what I value your opinion. I get that. I respect it. But when it comes to relationships, it's like we go with what your values are, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I say. So she was jealous.
Period.
She was jealous. And you ladies need to stop sharing all your business with your friends about your men. That's all I'm going to say. You
opening up room for situations like that.
Ooh, or worse.
I was going to say, or worse.
You got to stop it.
They may be replacing you in your bedroom.
What are you going to say, Joe? Joe was going to say something. Go. Joe ain't saying nothing. Quiet. Go ahead. Hit it.
No, because I have a different viewpoint on that. If you girls, if we're girls, if we're best friends, I've always been a big believer on the girl code. And if I've gotten years with you guys and I share stuff, I'm not worrying about you trying to steal my man, because I know that that's not the type of person that you are. Mm-hmm. That's just my belief. It shouldn't have to feel like that, because now if I got to question it, then something is wrong and you're not really my friend.
So here's my take on I want to just, let's call out what we're talking about. If we're talking about sexual things.
Mm-hmm. Depending on how much you give. Go ahead.
Yeah. Anything sexual. I'm not sharing things about my man, because the moment I share, if he got this or he got that, I can't stop you from, girl code or not, I can't stop you from having that visual. Now we come in the dinner and then you seeing something. I cannot stop it. So in order for me to stop from having a visual,
just don't share.
Just don't say. You don't need to know nothing about what's going on in the bedroom or what he got or don't got or this or what he do. None of that. Not sharing. Mm-hmm. I don't need. I can't stop any woman from having any visual about anybody, right? Mm-hmm. But I damn sure ain't gonna help put fuel to the fire. I don't need. I just don't want to do it. To me, it's no different from a dude sharing about women. When he walks in, yo, she got and now mind you, with our assets is you can see them very clear, right? You can see our stuff clear. Not to say
that still doesn't say what's going down behind closed doors.
But if he got loose lip, look, at the end of the day, what it's saying, loose lips sink ships. Keep your mouth fucking closed. I don't need nobody having no visions. Can't stop you, but I ain't gonna try to stoke it either.
I ain't fanning no flames under your.
Hell out of here. I'm just not doing it. I don't know. That we all know it don't matter. There's women that share in abundance. I'm not, as a young kid, me younger, you may share things. But like I said, after one point is like, ooh, wait a minute now. We need to not have this conversation. It's none of your damn business.
Mm-mm.
And that's where I keep it. No one's going to tell you they have the vision either. That's all I got to say, child. Keep your mouth closed. I find when women keep your mouth closed, maybe you have a thriving relationship. You won't have to worry about this bullshit. Now that we just put a little damper on the ending of this.
No.
I don't think it was a damper. I think it ended good.
Okay, so for you ladies out there, listen, if you got your girls and you want to chop it up and talk about all your stuff, then talk about all your stuff. Just don't get upset when somebody, you know, sleeping in my bed, messing with my man, taking my place. I'm just joking.
See, there you go. That's why Joe said I'd be on the dance floor, because they used to put the music on.
I'm just joking. But at the end of the day, listen, have the friends you have, run your relationships no matter how way you want to run them. Live life the way you want to live your life. You live it for yourself and nobody else. As always, it's your journey. Your journey is absolutely yours. If this conversation at any point in time throughout this conversation, if it made you think, made you laugh, made you get angry, made you see yourself, see somebody else, listen, do us a favor. This is how we get out there. Tell a friend, share it, subscribe, like, comment. If you want us to cover a topic in particular that you like, I wonder what would they think about this, send us an email to nyaapod1@gmail.com. We appreciate you tuning in, appreciate you sticking around. Thank you for listening. Deuces.